Hey guys. Let's see. Okay. So we're gonna do some missions live here and try to get some of this knocked out. I feel kind of bad because I upset a friend last night. So when Samuel and I were playing, we encountered a team, and I think like one run was fairly decent, like there was no problems, but then there was another run, in Warzone we did, and I wasn't comfortable with the teammates after, well, one of them anyway. I wasn't comfortable with him, just the way he kind of was yelling out towards the end. So, you know, I let Samuel know, like, I was uncomfortable with them by way of private message, and said, like, go on and play a match or whatever with them. But,
Descendant. The enemy has modified the Ancestor's weapon with Vulgus technology and are using it to emit inversion energy.
so
It appears they are
pink
defending the
and
gate
blue.
with it.
Okay.
The weapon contains ancient
And
arcane.
so
The structure on the ground draws and releases this.
I thought I was,
I will show you
doing
the
an
properties
okay
of the
thing
arcane
at the
stored
time
within the weapon.
by
Use it to
telling
make the
him,
energy using
go
your
on and
own
play with
arcane.
them, because I wanted him to have like guide time with other guys, and not take that away from him, not be like the person like, oh, I don't want you playing with them, like, because yeah, like it was somebody he got along with. I just wasn't. And so I felt really bad because like after later on in the evening, because I didn't invite him back and I was hoping that he would invite me back. It's like kind of lost in communication, right? I should have sent him another invite. Anyways, he felt I abandoned him, I think. And I feel so, so bad. I'm hoping we can work through it. But yeah, he was really hurt. And that wasn't my intention. My intention was, like, I wanted to give him time to go, game with them without being the kind of lady that would say, no, I don't want you gaming with them, you know what I mean? Like, be fair and let him run a few matches or a match or two with them, and then he could join back on me. But then I didn't hear back from him, and I started feeling sleepy. So I stopped. And anyways, it was bad decision on my part, and I feel horrible.
You need to attack that device from above to penetrate the inversion energy.
So he kind of deserves a public apology too from me. But I hope we can work it out, but I don't know if he's willing to, so I'm willing to try to, when you fuck up, you admit you're wrong, how you handled things, and I did handle it wrong. I could have did better. And I told him I'm willing to work through it, you know. But I don't know. I'm hoping cooler heads will prevail. I feel bad.
The enemy has modified the
I think he
ancestors'
feels,
weapon with
I don't know,
Vulgus
I feel
technology
he
and are
feels
using
I
it to emit
abandoned him and I
inversion energy.
wasn't trying
It
to.
appears they are defending the gate with it.
Okay, so
The weapon contains
white.
ancient arcane. The structure on the ground draws and releases this. Descendant, I will show you the properties of the arcane stored within the weapon. You can disconnect the energy link using your own arcane.
Let's read this again. Okay, there we go.
Watch carefully. Stay where you are. Let's check here. It's mine. Smooth as ice.
Descendant, the enemy commander is using the inversion energy as a personal barrier. We must find a device with the same arcane properties. You need to attack that device from above to penetrate the inversion energy.
So I guess here I will say, like, Samuel, I publicly want to apologize to you. How I acted last night was not cool on my stream. And you deserved better. And I think, how do I put it? So I was in a situation where my anxiety was getting triggered by the one guy, all right? This is my point of view, my perspective, and he has his own as well, right? So my anxiety was getting triggered by the one random teammate because he was like yelling, "Oh, how did you not see that guy over there?" And people like that, like it starts like ramping up my anxiety, like, you know, and it makes you feel bad. It makes you feel horrible. So I'm like, I don't know how many matches I can play more with this guy. Like, it's not somebody I would be playing Warzone with, and it's somebody we just met, right? So I just told him, like, you know, I sent him a message, a private message, and I said specifically, I'll tell you what I typed in. I says, go ahead and run with them and let me know when you are finished, right? And then I said, that last match triggered my anxiety with him yelling out. I want you to have fun though, but I realize that team isn't for me. So I was giving him opportunity to go play with those dudes because he enjoyed their company. And I would sit, you know, a couple matches out, and I said to him, let me know when you were finished, right? And so I was running, matches after, and I didn't hear back. I didn't have a party invite. There was nothing. So I figured either he was having a good time and I didn't want to interrupt that, or he was mad, which he was mad. And so I'm waiting for, a couple matches here, like, and I'm starting to get tired, and I'm playing with randos, and I don't hear from him. And so then I get tired and I sign off the game. Now, that is where I went wrong. What I should have done is, even though I put the ball in his court saying, let me know when you're finished gaming with them, I should have sent him, before I left, I should have sent him a party invite, like, to come join me. And I think he's hurt that I didn't do that, and I ended my stream and signed off the game because I was just so tired. And so then later on at night, there was a discussion that went on, but it was through text, and I said, we need to talk about this privately, and work through this, because in my eyes, okay, I fucked up. I made a mistake, right? I'm human. How I handled it was not cool. And then I was saying, on stream that, he wasn't happy about me talking about that. He might not be happy about me talking about this, but I'm trying to publicly, the reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to publicly apologize because I feel absolutely horrible with how I handled that. But my anxiety, I was in like flight mode, fight or flight. Like, once my anxiety gets triggered so bad by somebody, and it's not Samuel, it's the random teammate, I take flight, And so in my mind, and this is all, lack of proper communication on both sides, I think. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, he'll play a match or two and then come back to me. But he was mad that I left. And so it's like a situation, now I'm kind of nervous because I'm like, if I'm ever in a situation where I'm completely uncomfortable with whatever random teammate we have, but he likes them, I'm going to be fearful now pulling out of a match thinking, oh, it's going to get him upset, because there's going to be times like where I need to pull out of a match because it's me. I know it's my problem, my anxiety, and I can't stay in a situation like that, because what would have happened too is if I stayed in that situation with that random teammate that was hollering out and yelling out, I would have blown up at him. And then, Rage might have lost a new friend, or, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to do that. So I thought the best thing for me to do is pull away and then say, Rage, let me know when you guys are done. You guys, and then you, Rage, can come back and join me, And that's what I said in private text, but he went silent, And so I knew after, I'm like, he must be mad. And he was really deeply, deeply hurt by it. And so I feel horrible, and I'm like, I want to make up for it and do better. But the problem is, like, there's going to be, if we end up playing it again, there's going to need to be a discussion that if he's ever uncomfortable with somebody, he's got to let me know. If I'm ever uncomfortable, and then we got to be okay with that without getting upset or hurt or attacking each other because he doesn't want to play with somebody I want to play with, or, vice versa. I believe it's something that can be worked through, but then it's like, I don't know, like, it depends on, both sides. Like, are they willing to work through that, or are they gonna, But yeah, like, I feel horrible. The way I handled it was not so nice, I guess. And I could have did better. And I even said to him, I said, you know, we need to sit down and talk over voice, not through text, so I can understand where you're coming from. You can understand where I'm coming from. It's hard through freaking text message, you know? And, you know, try to work through this, like, because his friendship means a lot to me. It is valuable. I've known him for 5 years, and yeah, like, but I can't, if he's not willing to work on it, I can't do anything, you know what I mean? I'm willing to work on it and try to be better and try to, you know, work on my shit, but at the same time, if I'm uncomfortable with somebody, this is where I can't compromise on this part. If I'm ever uncomfortable with somebody and I need to pull out, he's got to be okay with it, and I got to be okay with him going and playing a few matches with that person, like, if that's what he chooses to do. I don't want to have to, like, how would I put it? If I pull out, I don't want him getting upset, you know? But I think what he got upset about was that, even though I said to him, you contact me when you're ready to play again, I think he's upset that I didn't send that party chat request again later on before leaving. And so that hurt him. He thought maybe I was abandoning him or something, or, you know, no. I was just waiting. I got tired. And I thought, oh, he's gonna keep playing with those dudes, like, and I don't want to interfere in his time. You know, I thought I was handling that part maturely, but I guess not.
If you have found the drone which has the correct arcade properties, I can adjust the output.
I just don't want to be that type of girl that's like, with any male friend or whatever, or any friend, saying, oh, you can't play with so-and-so because I don't like them. No, like, you can play with them, but, like, on your own time. Like, that's where it's, for me, it's like, I don't force people to play with other folks, or I try not to, that don't like other folks, you know what I mean? I play with them on separate times. Okay, so circle, X. There's only 3. Ooh. These bosses suck. Fuck off. There we go. Yeah, the ice bosses suck, man. So anyways, I don't know. I'm willing to work on it. I don't know if he is. Gotta, you know, talk through it and see. I think he deserves better. He's right to call me out on it and, you know, say, hey, I didn't like the way you just kind of, like, fucking took off, and, you know, we gotta verbally talk about it, but hopefully it doesn't turn into an argument. But at the same time, I want him to, if he's ever uncomfortable with somebody, let me know and back out.
Descendant.
And if I'm ever uncomfortable with somebody, you know, I want to be able to back out without feeling that it's going to be a cluster, you know, cluster F-bomb.
They have also blocked off the entry path with the Order's malignant tumors. First, remove the tumor from the container to reveal
And
the
he should feel the same, like...
If I know the ancestors, they will have already identified the Arcade's properties.
But yeah, he deserves a public apology. I'm sorry, Rage. I did not mean to hurt your feelings. I wanted to give you freedom.
That drone seems to have similar technology to your inversion reinforcement device.
Without being so controlling, like, in the sense of saying, like, oh no, you can't game with them. No, I wanted you to have fun, and if it meant playing a couple matches with them and not me, like, I wasn't gonna be hurt by that, you know. But then when I didn't hear back for some time after I said, let me know, like, when you guys are finished, then I was a little bit hurt, and I was getting tired, and then so I ended my stream. You know, that was a bad choice too. I'm human. I have rough patches. I'm not perfect. Going through a rough time with my mom being sick. I let him know that too. I'm just trying to have fun minus the stress. I don't know if that means I have to just... I don't know. I don't know. I hope we can both see reason, you know what I mean? That, like, why I let something... In the grand scheme of things, this is a small argument or disagreement, and it can be worked on and improved, right? But there's got to be some understanding on both sides, right? He says, like, I'm not seeing his point of view, so I gotta try to, like, understand it more. But I think he's upset, feeling like I abandoned him or something, maybe. I don't know. Which I wasn't trying to do that. It's just I wanted to give him his space to play a few matches with those dudes, and that's why I texted him and said, hey, let me know when you guys are done. If it was a full abandonment thing, I wouldn't have texted that, you know? But then after not hearing for some time, you know, you get tired when you're playing, and then you're like, I guess the other person has signed off or is just playing many matches, and we can always play another day then, no problem. Like, you know, that's kind of how I looked at it. I guess it was, I'm an idiot, you know? I guess it was the wrong way to look at things. Let me switch up my getup. And I'll go solo for this too. I'm gonna try to play as much as I can solo. So the last thing I want to be doing is like raging at, getting angry at, people, like randoms right now. I just want to, honest to God, like I just want a peaceful experience. My real life is chaotic enough, you know, with trying to manage everything, and my mom being sick, my cat being sick, me not feeling 100%, something's going on with my health. I don't talk about it publicly or anything, but it needs to be looked into. And I feel exhausted. That's the other thing too. I've been
Descendant,
dealing with not the best
zone.
sleep.
Proceed with caution.
Is that being a caretaker? And so like also like Panda's like waking me up at like 4 or 5 in the morning every day, you know, and my body at that hour is like, oh, this is ungodly. Like I want to sleep. So I'm getting fragmented sleep is the best way to explain it. So when you're not getting good sleep, you're not gonna be thinking clear, you know what I mean? Your body's exhausted. Like, what I really need is, like, a week of good sleep in my bed. I haven't been sleeping in my bed because, again, I'm being a caretaker at the moment to 2 individuals. One of them is Panda, and that's why I'm sleeping downstairs, to keep an eye on him. And,
Descendant,
yeah.
we're detecting RK life signs inside a Vulcan structure.
And so, yeah, I could see myself too, if I'm to analyze my own actions and behavior. When somebody's on not the best sleep, they might not make the best decisions. Now, I know that also Rage was saying he was tired last night. So like if we're, yeah, that's pretty volatile, like a volatile situation. If 2 people are tired, exhausted, I don't know, I can't really speak for him. But if, say he is too, and running unlimited sleep, and I'm tired, you're gonna, like, you know, not, make the best choices, I would say. And that, I'm speaking on my part though, like, being tired, not making the best choices. But yeah, he deserves a public apology.
Deploying RK. I am the original.
Mission complete. Transport inbound. See you soon.
Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so that is all done, all this stuff. So it's just Sigma over here. I gotta do another one. Well, I gotta do 2 more. I gotta do the other hard one, and then 2 more of the easier one. So Isolated Desert is the hard one, so I'll go private again. But yeah, I think if a friendship means a lot to you, you're willing to work on it and through it and hear the other person's perspective and try to, you know, but at the same time, like, I need to know, like, in my situation, what I need to work on as a human being, you know, and try my best.
All units, please proceed at your own discretion.
And then, you know, hopefully we can work through it.
We confirmed a
But it depends
large-scale
if
voltage
both people are
transfer.
willing to,
Attack their deployment point.
you know, work on it. Like, I'm willing to try to figure my shit out and try to work on it, but the one thing I can't compromise on is if I'm uncomfortable with somebody, I have to be able to, you know, get out of it. And if if I can't, then I can't. That's where my point is. You know what I mean? Like, I can't compromise on that particular thing. I can compromise on other things. Like, I don't mind if, say, a friend games with somebody I don't like. I don't mind that. It's just, you know. Like, I have another friend, okay? I'm not gonna name names. And he games with another friend. And there's, like, one person that friend games with that the other friend does not like, right? And so he refuses to game with that person, but he doesn't say, oh, well, you can't game with him. That would be, like, selfish and immature, right? Like, if somebody says that, oh, you can't game with him. No, like, you can, but you know, not when I'm gaming with you. Like, it'd have to be separate, you know what I mean? And that's the same thing with that person. That's his same thing. Like, he won't game when that other person's gaming with his buddy, you know? And so, like, my problem is if you're uncomfortable in a situation, you would hope that your friend would be like, yeah, no problem. I'll go game with so-and-so, and then I'll come back, or, you know what I mean? And cool, like, you know, I'll wait. But the other aspect of this is it's a newly met person, so, like, I don't know.
Captain Elias,
5 years compared to just meeting somebody. Like, that's how I look at it in my mind. But, you know, I gotta hear other sides of the stories, like, you know, and figure where the middle ground is, if there can be middle ground. If there can't be, then that's, you know, that will be an issue. And if cooler heads don't prevail, that's going to definitely be an issue too. I'm trying to listen, reach a compromise without ending a friendship, you know?
Hound actual to HQ. Mission complete.
Because the friendship
Requesting
does mean a
transport
lot to me. But, yeah, like, in any situation, if I'm uncomfortable with somebody, I have to be, if I'm to game with somebody, and I guess that's what I gotta tell people going forward. That's part of my learning lesson. If I'm uncomfortable with somebody, I gotta tell my friends up front. Like, there might come a time where you're gaming with somebody that I'm not comfortable with, and if, you know, we're to keep the friendship, you can't get mad at me for backing out and saying, join me when you're finished, like, you know? Because, yeah. You know, it goes back to even my childhood. Like, I'd be friends with somebody, but then they would be friends with somebody I didn't get along with. You know, like, maybe that other person hung out with the wrong crowd, like, you know, and I didn't prefer to be in the company of that other person, like, their friend or whatever. So I, you know, I don't want to say to them, oh, no, you can't be friends with so-and-so. Like, that's immature. That's childish. You know, they can be friends, and that would be so controlling too. So, you know, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you can go hang out with them and just let me know when you're done. Like, and there's other days, there's other times, like, you know, it's not the end of the world. But I think I don't know. People get mad, I guess, if you're not on board with who they like to game with, you know? I've had this issue with other people before. But then it's like they don't understand your perspective. If you're somebody living with anxiety and dealing with anxiety and something is triggering it and you let them know, I'm having like a panic attack here, I need to back out of this, and they get mad, then you know? It's kind of a... It's a hard situation.
This is HQ. Troops are on the ground. Transport is en route to standby position. Best of luck, Descendant.
Detected signs of life inside a nearby arcade receptor. This is HQ. Enemy reinforcements incoming. Requesting strike on staging area.
Reach max season level, that's great.
Passion Elliot. Deploying arcade. I am the original.
Stay where you are.
Operation completed.
Easy peasy.
Awaiting transfer to transport position. Well done, Descendant.
Okay. Two more Sigma sectors. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday. December. do 2 broken boundary. I think that's what I have to do. Hold on, my menus fuck me up all the time. Oh, no, I don't. I keep forgetting that because they had it last week. 4 of these you had to play. So anyways, we're done. I can back out of this one. Cool. Save me some time. I might go on my Xbox and play some Div 2 off stream. Try to get my seasonal journey a little bit more done over there since I finished it on PlayStation, which feels awesome. That took me so long. That tier 6 of that journey was insane. Alright, what do we got? Infiltration, any difficulty. Special operation, okay. Infiltration, any difficulty. What do we got again for the dailies? Slumber Valley, okay. Well, I'll put on my bunny as per normal. 400%. She's kind of the go-to. And I'll run this back twice, so I'll matchmake for this one. Worst case scenario, I can always, if shit hits the fan, I can always back out and go private. I just know I'm in a vulnerable state right now, so I'm like, you know, I don't want any drama. one down, one more to go. Alrighty, so that's my 2 missions for that out of the way. Maybe I'll do the special operation next. This is the most dumbest one that they have of the dailies, like Okay, I understand for newer players, maybe they want to try that out. They need the resources big time or something, but yeah, I don't know. I have to use the restroom though, so I'm gonna do that first, and then I'll come back and I gotta check on Panda, and then I'll come back and load up that mission. So I'll be right back.
Descendant, I've called you because I need your help. These bastards are using a suspicious-looking digger. Before we can investigate it, we need to get rid of the forces guarding it. All right, let's get to work, Descendant. Swarming with defensive units. Clear them out. Got it? What the hell are they doing that requires so much security? Judging by that ridiculously large digger, they're definitely up to something. Is the warning system broken? It's gone off again. Nope. Just another tough enemy to deal with. Descendant, do your thing. I have to check it out myself. To do that, I'll need you to lay waste to the Vulgus. Every last one of them. I'm sure you've got this, right? Oh, hell. I can hear alarms. I have a bad feeling about this. That's the hazardous object proximity alert, isn't it? Seems to be quite a powerful visitor. Damn it! Descendant, we've detected another high-level Vulgus. There's just no end to them. Please take care of this. The energy flow within the Vulgus facility. Oh, and it looks like we have to deal with even more defensive forces. Why is there no end to these bastards? Damn it. It's gone off again. Oh, another tough enemy to deal with. Descendant, do your thing. Descendant, we need to make sure it's safe enough for the construction corps members to move around before we can check out the digger. There are Vulgus everywhere. It's like we've stirred up a hornet's nest. Damn it! Descendant, we've detected another high-level Vulgus. There's just no end to them. Please take care of this. about the energy flow within the whole facility. Oh, and it looks like we have to deal with even more defensive forces. Here they come again. I think they get tired of it at some point. The Vulgus commanding them must be somewhere nearby. Again. Nope. Another tough enemy to deal with. Descendant, do your thing. Okay. Leave the rest to me and go get some rest. I'm sure you need it. Great job.
Operation zone. Please take it out. Descendant. Primary tactical objective confirmed in Operation Zone. Please take it out. Focus special assault ship spotted. Descendant, I picked up a mutant material formation signal in the skies nearby. Descendant, requesting takedown of enemy assault ship.
Okie dokie. So almost done here. I'm just gonna run through this mission on normal, this void vessel, to get it done and out of the way so I can get on to other things. Panda stole my spot. I was gonna go back and have a nap again because I'm a little bit tired still, but he has my spot. My baby has my spot. It's funny how animals are. They think like where we sit or where we lay is like the best place in the world. I think it's cute. It's something to do with like apparently your scent and that, and it gives them like a feeling of security. Like they feel they can sleep there or whatever and be protected, I guess. But yeah. Not in the mood today to be fighting that boss for like the final boss for a bunch of time. Sometimes they'll do it for the extra 2 tokens or whatever that you get at the end that I need extra 2 pieces for the one gun I'm trying to get duplicates of. But I'm just like, I want to get things done as fast as possible, so I'll do it this way. Just to get it knocked out. You have to cut corners. Why am I stuck in the step? That's weird. Yeah, like stuck. Weird. Okay, well, I think that knocks that out. Let's double check. Yep. Look at all those resources. Nice. So yeah, just as quick as that, I'm done my dailies. As you can see. Bam. And 18 to 50 towards that. And that's no rush. So I already have the gun. I'm just trying to get the extra gun little pieces from, you know, farming missions and whatnot. But yeah. I might go on Call of Duty for a teeny bit. And then take maybe... I don't know if I'm going to take the rest of the day off of streaming. I'm going to think about it. Because tonight is garbage night for me. So I'm going to have to get my garbage together and all that shit. Which is always a pain in the arse. But yeah, I gotta break down some boxes, like cardboard boxes and shit to throw out. Just the regular garbage stuff that has to be got together. And then it's like going out over frickin' snow and ice to, you know, get rid of your garbage. That's the thing that sucks about garbage in the winter, right? When you're living in a cold place, like, or multi-seasonal kind of thing. Multi-season. But when you get winter and then you're having to put your garbage out, you're like, oh, like 5 in the morning, you're freezing your ass off, having to lift like a heavy garbage bag across the street. You know, you're like, ah. But it has to be done, you know. But yeah, so that's kind of what my day's looking like. So I might just play a little bit of COD and then hop off and try to just chill the rest of the day. We'll see. We'll play by ear. But I definitely need to get that stuff accomplished too. So I'm trying to balance everything out. I think today's probably the last day of that double XP event. So I figure might as well take a little bit of advantage of that. And then, yeah, we'll see how this week goes as far as gaming. But yeah. Alrighty. I will catch you guys around shortly.